For the first time in American history, a U.S. president has placed a price tag on the dream of living in the United States, and not a small one. President Donald Trump has unveiled a brand new immigration program, a fast track to American residency for anyone wealthy enough to afford it. He calls it the Gold Card Visa. The rules are simple and shocking. Pay a $15,000 processing fee and then make a $1 million contribution, and you can jump ahead of millions of people waiting in traditional immigration lines. After that, you can become a lawful permanent resident and even pursue citizenship in just a few years. There's more. Corporations can now sponsor foreign workers if they pay $2 million per employee, a price that instantly changes who gets access and who is left out. Trump and his team say this is smart business, a way to pull in global investors, boost the U.S. economy, and raise billions for government projects. But critics see something very different, a two-tier immigration system where the wealthy walk through a golden door while everyone else waits outside. And across Africa, people are watching closely. Is this a new opportunity for the continent's wealthy investors and rising entrepreneurs? Or will it widen the gap, making it even harder for ordinary Africans to migrate, study, or work in the United States? Tonight, we break down how the Gold Card Visa really works, why it's sparking global controversy, what it means for Africa's elite and its diaspora, and how African nations may be forced to respond to a new era of money-driven migration. Now, to understand why the Gold Card Visa is causing so much outrage, we first need to be very clear about what it actually is, because there is a lot of confusion. The Gold Card is a new U.S. immigration program announced by President Donald Trump. Under this plan, a foreign national can fast-track their way to permanent U.S. residency by paying $1 million to the American government. And here is the key point. This money is not a loan. It is not an investment, and it does not have to create jobs. It is a direct payment, cash, straight to the U.S. government. But that's only the beginning. On top of the $1 million, applicants must also pay processing fees and legal costs. If approved, they receive a special residency card. That card allows them to live and work in the United States, and after a few years, they can apply for full American citizenship. Trump's team says this program is built for what they call high-value individuals, wealthy investors, business owners, global elites. The logic is simple. If rich people are willing to pay, America should take the money. But this is where the controversy explodes, because the Gold Card is very different from older immigration programs. Take the EB-5 visa, for example. Under EB-5, investors had to fund real projects. They had to create American jobs. They had to meet strict economic conditions. The Gold Card removes almost all of that. No job creation, no project requirements, no long-term economic commitment. Just one rule: money first, residency next. And that single shift is exactly why this visa has become one of the most hotly debated immigration policies in modern U.S. history. President Donald Trump has been very clear about the goal: money. He says the Gold Card Visa is designed to raise billions of dollars. According to his administration, if just a few thousand people apply, the U.S. government could generate massive revenue without raising taxes on Americans. Supporters call it smart business. Critics call it something else: citizenship for sale. And this is where Africa enters the picture. Because once immigration becomes a product, only one group truly qualifies: the very rich. So who really benefits from the Gold Card Visa? The honest answer is simple: the global wealthy elite. This visa is not meant for ordinary workers, not for students chasing education. It is built for people who can raise $1 million without selling their homes, without risking their businesses, without changing their lifestyles. In Africa, that reality narrows the field immediately. Most Africans already struggle just to get short-term visas. Tourist visas are often denied. Students face long delays. Skilled workers are blocked by quotas, restrictions, and suspicion. And often, it's not even about money. But the Gold Card changes everything. Because now, money erases the barriers. If you are rich enough, the door opens. That means African billionaires, millionaires, politicians, business tycoons, well-connected elites. They now have a fast lane into the United States. And that single shift is why the Gold Card Visa is sparking such intense debate, not just in America, but across Africa and the rest of the world. For Africa's wealthy elite, This visa is very attractive. It offers access to the US financial system, stable residency in one of the world's strongest economies, protection for wealth, and a backup plan if things go wrong back home. Many wealthy Africans already send their children abroad. This visa simply removes the friction, no uncertainty, no waiting, no rejection, just a guaranteed path. But for the majority of Africans, the gold card changes nothing. In fact, some fear it could make things worse. Because when the rich move their money and families overseas, something else happens. Capital flight. Money that could build businesses at home ends up strengthening foreign economies. Talent leaves, influence leaves, and inequality grows even wider. So while the gold card looks like an opportunity on the surface, it raises a much deeper question. Is Africa losing its wealth to the West once again, this time legally and openly? And that leads to the next question. Why is Donald Trump introducing a visa like this now? Because the timing tells an important story. The United States is under serious financial pressure. Government debt is rising. Interest payments are exploding. Infrastructure needs funding. And politically, raising taxes is unpopular. So instead of taxing voters, Washington is looking elsewhere, to the global rich. And the gold card visa is one of the clearest signs yet that citizenship has become a financial strategy in a world under economic strain. Trump's solution is brutally simple. Sell access instead of raising taxes. By offering residency to wealthy foreigners, the US government brings in fresh money without touching American voters. No tax hikes, no political backlash, just fast cash. It also sends a clear signal. America is still open, but only to those who can afford the price. This approach fits perfectly with Donald Trump's worldview. Trump has always believed that money equals value. In his thinking, if someone can pay $1 million, they must be useful. If they cannot, they are a burden. The gold card visa reflects that belief clearly, and it sends an even bigger message to the world. America is no longer focused on immigration based on humanitarian need or social contribution. It is focused on financial contribution, and this matters deeply for Africa. For years, African migrants were framed as risks, economic burdens, security threats, welfare seekers. But now, wealthy migrants are welcomed openly, no matter where they come from. The contradiction is impossible to ignore. A two-level immigration system is being built. One smooth, fast path for the rich, and another, far harsher path for everyone else. And that shift is quietly redefining what opportunity, fairness, and belonging really mean in the modern world. The gold card visa also changes how Africa is seen by the world. For decades, Africans have been portrayed mainly as people trying to escape poverty. Western media often ignores a critical truth. Africa also has wealthy entrepreneurs, investors, and global business players. Trump's gold card quietly confirms something important. Africa has money. If Africans were not wealthy, this visa would not even matter to the continent. But the reality is different. Africa has millionaires and billionaires who can easily qualify. The real question is not whether the money exists. It's where that money goes. Because instead of being used to build industries, create jobs, and grow economies at home, that wealth is now being invited into Western systems. The gold card makes it easier for Africa's money to leave permanently. And when wealth leaves, inequality deepens. The rich gain global mobility, security, protection. The poor are left behind, trapped by weak passports and strict borders. And it reinforces a dangerous idea. Africans are welcome only when they are rich. Skills are not enough. Ideas are not enough. Labor is not enough. Only money matters. And that message may be the most damaging part of the gold card visa of all. This reality is creating deep frustration among young Africans. They look at the system and see the truth clearly. No matter how educated you are, no matter how talented you are, global opportunity remains blocked unless you are wealthy. And that frustration feeds a dangerous trend. Brain drain. Doctors, engineers, tech experts, business founders. More and more are looking for a way out. The gold card does not help them directly, but it sends a powerful message that real success means leaving. So how might African governments respond to something like Trump's gold card visa? Publicly, many will say nothing, not because they support it, but because they also benefit from elites moving money abroad. In many African countries, political leaders themselves already hold foreign passports, foreign bank accounts, foreign properties. So a program like the gold card doesn't shock them. It simply formalizes what already exists. But behind the scenes, this policy creates a serious problem: capital flight. Money leaving a country instead of being invested at home. Africa already loses tens of billions of dollars every year through capital flight, tax evasion, and offshore accounts. So a visa that rewards people for moving money abroad does not solve Africa's problems. It makes them worse. And that is the silent cost of the gold card visa, one that rarely makes headlines but could shape Africa's future for decades. Some African governments may try to push back. They could tighten financial controls, increase taxes on capital leaving the country, demand proof that wealth was legally earned. But this is a dangerous balancing act. If controls are too strict, investors panic. If controls are too weak, money disappears. African leaders are trapped in the middle. Another option is more ambitious: create African alternatives. Instead of encouraging the rich to buy access to the West, African countries could compete for their own wealth. Tax breaks for factories, infrastructure bonds, technology hubs, regional investment visas inside Africa. Imagine a system where African millionaires are rewarded not for leaving the continent, but for building it. It sounds powerful, but in reality, one word stands in the way: trust. Many wealthy Africans do not trust their governments. They fear sudden policy changes, corruption, insecurity, political instability. For them, the gold card is not about luxury, it's about safety. Until African states fix governance, strengthen the rule of law, no visa policy from the West will stop this outflow. And that brings us to the bigger question: is Donald Trump's gold card really about immigration? Or is it about something much bigger: global competition for wealth? In today's world, countries are no longer just competing for workers or tourists. They are competing for capital, because whoever controls capital controls influence, innovation, and power. And right now, Africa is losing that competition, not because the wealth doesn't exist, but because it keeps slipping away. But the deeper question remains: what does Trump's gold card really mean for the future of immigration? Because this policy forces us to rethink what citizenship now means in the modern world. In the past, citizenship was about belonging. You were a citizen because you were born somewhere, because of shared culture, shared history, or because you lived in a place long enough to truly become part of it. That idea is now changing. Citizenship is starting to look less like an identity and more like a product. If you have money, you can buy access. If you don't, borders turn into walls. The gold card makes this brutally clear. $1 million can open doors that education, talent, and hard work may never open for millions of people. And this is how a two-tier world is created. At the top are the wealthy. They move freely, collect multiple passports, choose countries the way others choose hotels. At the bottom are ordinary people. They face visa denials, border restrictions, endless embassy queues. Even highly skilled professionals struggle just to relocate legally. And with policies like the gold card, that divide is no longer hidden. It is becoming official. For Africa, this imbalance is especially painful. The continent has one of the youngest and most talented populations in the world: innovators, engineers, researchers, entrepreneurs. Yet most Africans cannot travel freely, not for business, not for study, not even for conferences. At the same time, a rich individual, no matter how the money was made, can buy instant access. That sends a dangerous message. It says wealth matters more than contribution. It says money matters more than values. And it says borders are firm only for the poor. Programs like the gold card also weaken the moral authority of Western countries. Because how do you preach democracy and fairness while selling citizenship to the highest bidder? How do you criticize corruption abroad while welcoming unexplained wealth at home? These contradictions are not lost on Africans. Many see this as proof that the global system was never truly fair to begin with. And this is why policies like this quietly push more African leaders toward alternatives, toward regional integration, toward South-South cooperation, toward China, toward BRICS and new financial systems. Not because these systems are perfect, but because the West is now openly showing that access comes with a price tag most Africans can never afford. And once that truth becomes clear, the global balance begins to shift, not loudly, but permanently. So while Trump's gold card may look like a domestic policy, its impact is global. It reshapes how power works. It reshapes who belongs. and it reshapes Africa's relationship with the West. But the next question is critical. Could this policy backfire on the United States itself? At first glance, the gold card looks like smart business. The US gets money, wealthy migrants get access, everyone appears to win. But policies like this often carry consequences that only appear later. And this one could backfire in several ways. First, it changes who comes into America. When people migrate because they believe in a country, its values, its culture, its future, they invest emotionally, they build communities, they commit for the long term. But when people migrate because they paid $1 million, their loyalty is different. They are not coming because they love America. They are coming because America is useful. And if another country offers a better deal tomorrow, they will leave. Their money can move. Their businesses can move. Their influence can move. That turns citizenship into a temporary transaction, not a lasting bond. And once that shift happens, the meaning of nationhood itself begins to change. Second, the gold card risks deepening inequality inside the United States. Imagine the message it sends. An immigrant nurse, engineer, or teacher is told to wait years, endure endless checks, face rejection after rejection. Meanwhile, a billionaire walks in through a fast lane. That creates anger, resentment, and deeper social division. America is already a deeply polarized society. A policy like this doesn't calm tensions. It adds fuel to the fire. Third, the visa raises serious security concerns. Because when money becomes the main requirement, one question becomes unavoidable. Where did that money come from? Around the world, there are individuals with enormous wealth linked to corruption, resource theft, tax evasion, and organized crime. For them, $1 million is not a barrier. Even with background checks, financial power has a way of opening doors quietly. That creates a dangerous opening. Bad actors could gain legal access, build influence, clean their reputations, and use US residency to launder their image. And once money becomes the key to entry, the risk is no longer theoretical, it becomes structural. Fourth, the gold card risks damaging America's global image. For decades, the United States presented itself as a land of opportunity, a place where anyone could rise through hard work. The gold card sends a very different message. It says America is now open mainly to the rich. For young people in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, this is deeply disheartening. Many already feel locked out of the Western system. This policy doesn't ease those fears. It confirms them. And the cost of that is something money cannot easily replace. Soft power, influence without force. When people stop believing in your system, they stop defending it, they stop admiring it, and eventually, they stop following your lead. And finally, this policy could accelerate a much bigger shift, a shift away from the United States. Countries that feel excluded will invest more in regional blocs, alternative trade systems, new financial networks. Africa is already moving in this direction. Asia is doing the same. Latin America is exploring new paths. Every policy that feels exclusive pushes this process faster. So while Donald Trump's gold card may raise money today, it could cost the United States influence tomorrow. And for Africa, this moment is a reminder. The future cannot depend on access to Western systems that can be bought or denied at will. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more deep dives on global power, money, and migration.